Hello and welcome to A1R Psychic Radio. Now I am, so I thought what we could do is have a little conversation, and I just want to sort of talk about how I've been doing this little mini series on the angelic realm and the angels, and I've been doing all these videos that I've been putting out on YouTube. So if you are interested in angels, don't forget to check me out on YouTube. But in the meantime, I just want to talk about, explain what I've learned through connecting to the angels and sort of how they are. And because it's absolutely fascinating, some of the things that they have told me. Now, one of the things that they have told me is that, first of all, they are there and willing to help you. They want to help you in a healing way and in a loving way. And you can always ask or call upon the angels for their help. However, they always say to me, you have to ask, because in other words, it's a bit like they can't interfere with your free will. So if you're not, asking and willing, they can't be seen to sort of be barging in and taking over or anything like that. So asking the angels or including them in your life is really quite an important thing. And that's one of the first things that sort of really sort of has sort of come sort of, quite clear to me about how they work. Another thing is the other day I had this angel come through, and she was, now what was her name? Her name was Jocelyn, that was right. Her name was Jocelyn, and she was quite a big angel, quite tall, and she had this long flowing blonde hair. And she said to me, that she runs the nursery for the cherubims and like a little mini school in the angelic realm, and she teaches them sort of all the things that they need to do. And she was also saying to me how some of the angels, they show sort of promise in a particular area. So, for instance, one might be very good at healing or helping, some of the archangels with healing. Another may be, have an expert, with sort of children, or expertise with nature or something like that. And so she was saying, wherever they sort of progress, this is the way they are placed forward in the angelic realm. So once they sort of, I suppose graduate, can you imagine? I'm an angel and I've just graduated from school. That's quite cool, isn't it? But once they progress and graduate, they are placed with the correct archangel or seraphim to assist them in their work. And I've also been told that cherubims can do things that other angels can't. In other words, they've got this unique ability to do things that is very different from other angels. And I find that quite sort of fascinating that they are so unique in the spirit world. And I never really knew that. And so that was really sort of quite informative. I also never knew about this school. But that's just a sort of a little snippet of what they've been telling me. And of course, like if you're interested in some of the connections that I have and some of the revelations that I have, don't forget to find me on YouTube, which is Gail Moffat, God's Messenger and Healer. So yeah, pop along there. Not till after the show, though, please. Anyway, I believe we have a couple of callers that are wanting to call in, and I believe that we have Jodie in Midmore, Scotland. Hello, Jodie, are you there?
Yes, I am here. Can you hear me?
I can. And how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
Not too bad. Are you coping with this lockdown? It's quite a challenge for us all, isn't it?
Yes, it definitely is.
Oh, right. I'm a medium, and I can look at aspects of your life, or I can connect to a loved one that has passed over. Is there a particular area where you'd like me to focus?
Love.
Sorry, I just couldn't hear you there. Did you say love?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's what a current relationship you're talking about, not somebody in the spirit world.
No, it's not somebody in the spirit world.
Okay, so this is so I'm taking it. This is a relationship that you want me to particularly look at, is it, or is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So the first thing that I'm being made aware of is that I've got a grandmother coming forward, and she wants to talk a little bit about this relationship, and she's telling me that she's telling me that she was quite. I feel very strongly connected with you when it's like I feel like I've got a really strong love for you, and I feel like I'm drawn on the father's side of the family. And I also want to say that she's saying that she wants to come and help you with a certain sort of situation that you're finding yourself in, and you're feeling, and she's telling me that you're feeling confused as to which way you want to progress in life, because she's making me feel as that what you expected this relationship to be like hasn't quite turned out in the way that you thought would do. It's almost like other things have come to light and other things that you didn't know about. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does. We actually split up 3 months ago, so
the sound is very sort of poor, but I heard yes. I just, the other thing that I want to say is that your grandmother is she feels really sort of almost like upset on your behalf, because she says that first of all, she says you never signed up for this, and almost like second of all, she makes me feel like you've been deceived, like you have been hoodwinked, or sort of, you know, like the person that you're involved with isn't the person that you thought you were getting involved with. And it's almost like things are being hidden, and not sort of shown to you in a way that you thought. So do you see where I'm going with this, Jodie?
Yeah.
And that makes sense to you, does it?
Yeah, it does.
And she's also, I feel like there's another issue that your grandmother has, and she feels that she makes me feel like there's somebody else that has deceived you in the past, and this is what sort of upsets me, that she's saying to me that she feels that it's sort of unfair that you should be put into this situation again. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
And she's telling me it's like a repetition of what has gone on before, and she is quite angry with how you are being treated and how you are. She feels that you almost like deserve better, and she knows that you have hope, like oh, maybe I've got this wrong, or maybe I should give him the benefit of the doubt, or maybe this, or maybe that, and I feel like you're trying to make this relationship fit, even though this relationship is not what you really thought you were getting in for, because and I just feel like real frustration and real like heartache from your grandmother, because she's saying to me, this is something that I would just not expect or want for you. And she's so she's quite sort of frustrated and angry. And she's showing me that you've had some tears as well, and you've been like emotional with all that's gone on. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
And she's saying to me that, no, I'm just seeing, you didn't tell me whether you're married or not, but and sometimes this can be a symbol or it can be the reality of this. And it depends, spirit work with me sometimes differently. But what I'm being shown is like a wedding ring, and like you want to throw it back at that person. And it may be that you're in a, does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
And with everything, I just want to put this caveat in. With everything, you have your free will. This is important to recognize. So whatever your grandmother is saying, it's her guidance and her, what she would want to say to you, because she loves you. But I'm being told that you are seriously having second thoughts about this relationship, and if anything, that you are thinking about almost like walking in another direction, because you feel that you have been, and I feel like you've been cheated upon or lied to, or and you don't deserve this, and I'm being told that your grandmother is just like, she wants to put this. Now this is really interesting. Your grandmother, she's showing me this tartan rug, like a blanket, and it's tartan, and she so isn't that lovely, because you're from Scotland, but she wants to put this around your shoulders, and she wants to protect you. And she says that she will understand your decision, whatever that may be, but she will understand the decision if you choose to walk away, because she feels that she makes me feel like you've reached the end of your emotional capability with this.
What's your cue to go home?
Sorry, I didn't quite hear that. And she's saying to me that you will be like, I just get this real sense of wanting to protect you. There's a real sense of protection, and I know that she's going to be with you, through this next time. So I want to just say, just thank you for ringing in, and I hope everything goes well with you. And so can we go to the next caller? And I believe we have Nikki in Holiday, Florida. Are you there, Nikki? Just waiting for Nikki to come forward. So with right at the beginning of the show, I was talking about the angelic realm and how important they can be in our lives, and they're just sort of almost like waiting to connect and be with us. And I think that's quite a lovely thing to be connected to the angelic realm. But anyway, I believe we have Nikki in Florida. Are you there, Nikki?
Yeah, hi, I'm here. Hi.
Hello. I thought I'd lost you for a moment. So I'm a medium, and I can connect to loved ones, or I can ask my guides for guidance. Is there a particular way that you would like me to work?
No. I mean, I'm just in particular looking for one certain person, but I mean, I know that that's not something that you can control.
No, I can do that. I can do that. What person would you like me to connect to? Is that somebody in the spirit world?
Yes.
Who would you like me to connect to? And I'll see if I can get them.
His name is Jeff.
Did you say Jeff?
Jeff. Jeff. Jeff.
Okay, Jeff. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is I feel with Jeff is I feel that he had a great personality, and I think he was really quite humorous, and and I also I feel like you could be rolling around on the floor with laughter and he's got this cheeky personality, and the word cheeky is very much an English word, so I don't know whether that's going to translate, but it basically means it's like a bit naughty, a bit of a naughty personality, but not naughty rude, but naughty silly, sort of like a silly personality. And
definitely.
And I feel that he would be quite teasing and in his nature, and I also feel that I know that I see that you can come from Florida, but he is showing me like lots of sunshine, and I also feel drawn to a boat. Would that make sense to you?
He likes the water.
You like the water? Okay, because what I'm seeing is I'm seeing the sea, and I'm seeing a little tiny boat, and maybe that was his way of showing me the sea. But I know that he. I feel like what he's telling me is I feel like he loves sort of being outdoors, and I feel like that he's somebody who was quite fit and quite sort of I want to use the athletic word, but I don't necessarily. Yeah, I feel like he's quite active in his life, and I feel that, and I also feel with him that he's making me feel like he wishes that he was still here, and I feel that there's like an awkwardness when he says that, like an almost as though he feels sort of like I wish I was still here. He feels like it makes me feel like there's certain things that happened that caused him to be like he makes me feel like he could be alive. Would that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
And I feel like he owes numerous people an apology, because I feel like also he didn't realize just exactly how popular he was and how loved he was. And he makes me feel like when I'm looking at the funeral, I feel like there's so many people emotional and sort of, outpouring with their emotions and heartfelt feelings towards him, and he had no idea that people loved him in the way that they did, and he's and I just get this feeling that there's sort of regrets about how things panned out.
Yeah,
does that all make sense to you?
Definitely,
yeah, and as he's talking to me, I can see his face, and he's got tears in his eyes, and they're rolling down his cheek, because he feels that he's like he makes me feel like, as far as he's concerned, he feels that he has ruined things, not only for himself, because he's now over in the spirit world, and he hasn't like he feels like he should be on the earth plane, but also he feels that like he's affected numerous other people, and other people are suffering as a result of what's happened. And he would dearly love to turn the clock back and change this course of action. And I can't quite. Were you in a relationship with this man?
Yes.
Because I felt this relationship with him, and he feels, because he's telling me that out of all the people, like, I feel like you've been impacted quite severely with his passing, and he's saying to me that I just know that there's regrets, like huge regrets about what's happened, but also, did you live near? I know that a lot of the beaches in Florida have they have like a lot of shells on them. But did you live anywhere near a sandy beach?
That's not too far from one.
Sorry?
Not very far from one.
Okay. Do you have a memory link where he would have drawn a love heart in the sand and put your initials on it?
Well, actually, I did that in a city where they put plaques on the sidewalk. I put our names in the sidewalk, right. And
okay,
yeah, and also somebody put our names in a lock in Paris. A love lock.
Yes, because I was just seeing this sort of love heart being drawn and with initials, and you know how you put like an arrow going through, and I've been, and I thought it was a memory link, but it's something that you've done. But I know that. Have you done this recently? Because I feel like he's aware of this. He's seen this.
No. He has seen it. When he was alive, he did see it. He was still alive when that happened.
Okay, so I need to trust what I was getting in the first place, because the first place I felt like the two of you were there and you did it, and it's
yes.
I felt very strongly about that initially, and I just and he's saying to me that he's referring to himself in a derogatory term, like he's putting himself down, almost like saying he was an idiot. But he's using a more American slang term to describe being an idiot. And he because he feels that everything could have been possible with you, and that that he it's almost like he couldn't see it. He was blinded by sort of just stuff in life, and just couldn't see out of the trees and out of the wood. And I feel with him that, yeah, I just got this real regret about like him passing. Also, do you have a child?
Yes.
And is he the father?
No, he has his own kids.
Okay, well, he's drawing my attention to a child, and I know that there is a child that he also is feeling sort of sorry for, and like sad about what's sort of happened. And he's also saying to me that he this is interesting. He said to me that he is going to make a point of being in your life and trying to guide you and support you and help you in your life, because he's saying to me that you have felt like you felt a little bit lost, and it's almost like your whole world turned upside down and turned around, and he's making me feel like he's been given permission by God to be in your life and to support you and help you with sort of, you know, being happy in your life. And I get the feeling that he's also saying to me that you have been aware of him being around you.